Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be making my predictions for game week number 1 of the 26-27 Premier League season. And, well, we've got some quite a few managerial changes this season. 3 interesting promoted clubs from the Championship. And without further ado, let's predict this Friday evening's match. And we're going to start with Friday's match, 8 PM kickoff. It is Arsenal against Coventry City, the champions of the Premier League last season, taking on the champions of the Championship. And, Arsenal, they have yesterday beat Manchester City to win the Community Shield, though history has it that apparently whoever wins the Community Shield never goes on to win the Premier League that season. But I think Coventry, they've brought in a couple notable signings. I mean, Carl Rushworth is the notable one, goalkeeper officially now. But honestly, Arsenal, I just think they look too strong. I mean, they beat Man City comfortably in the Community Shield, and I think they'll go straight to winning ways this season. I'll back the Gunners to win it 3-0. I think Coventry will be alright at home this season, and I think they will get the ball rolling eventually, but I think Arsenal's going to be a tricky season opening match, and I'm going for the Gunners to win it 3-0. Next up, we move on to Saturday's early kickoff, 12:30. It's another battle between a promoted side and the side I have pushing for top 4. It's Hull City against Manchester United. And, well, I mean, Hull, a bit like Coventry, they've made some decent business over the summer, brought in Jack Butland, Matt Targett. Of course, they've still got hold of Ollie McBurney as well. Manchester United brought in some decent players, Andre Santos and Yuri Tillemans. That's from Chelsea and Aston Villa respectively. That's a couple of good signings. I mean, Bruno Fernandes has missed a few penalties in pre-season friendlies, but Brian Mbeumo is firing. And, I expect Man United to be up there again with Michael Carrick. I know it's at Hull, but I do think Man United will just have an easy route to victory here. I'd like Man United to win 3-1. I just look at the quality of the squad and think Man United just have quite a bit more quality than the Tigers at the minute. 3-1 to the Red Devils. Next up, we've got Ipswich Town against Sunderland. It's one of the 3 PM kickoffs on Saturday, and Ipswich is the last of the 3 promoted sides from the Championship last season. Of course, they've now brought in Gary O'Neill. Some decent signings as well, I say. Abdul Fatawu, Maenda. I mean, the list goes on. They've made an impressive list of summer signings. Sunderland brought in Thomas Meunier. They have held on to Granit Xhaka, though, and that is a crucial hold-on for Sunderland. And ultimately, I just think that, Sunderland have that bit more quality. I mean, I could see Ipswich getting out of this game, seeing as they're at home, with a draw, but Europe hasn't started yet, and I think Sunderland might just edge it out, I'm going to back Sunderland to edge it 1-0. I think Sunderland's form should, unfortunately, dip during the European season, but ultimately I do have Sunderland winning this match 1-0, narrow victory for the Black Cats. Next up, we go to Goodison Park. It's Everton against Crystal Palace. In You know what? A battle of two sides that haven't really changed an awful lot. And Palace have lost Maxime Lacroix to Chelsea. Everton, they've brought in Tyrick George, Hayden Hackney from Middlesbrough. I think he's a good pickup. And Christian Norgard from Arsenal. But I know it's at Goodison and... not Goodison, the Hill Dickinson. And, I think Everton will be alright at home, but, they were quite underwhelming in the latter stages of last season, or for the vast majority of it. I think I can just see a draw written all over this game. I'm going to sit on the fence with a 1-1 draw on this one. I think at this very early stage in the season, I don't think either side are going to be disappointed with a point. 1-1 is where I'm going on this one. Next up, we've got Nottingham Forest against Leeds United in, a battle of, two more fairly steady sides, I imagine, in the Premier League this season. Of course, Forest bring in Oliver Glasner as their manager. Leeds have had a couple of impressive pickups, brought in James Trafford and Harry Wilson. They could be good signings for them, but ultimately, I think it could end in a draw in this one. Again, I could pick a winner for either side, so I'm going to go down the middle again with a 1-1 draw on this one. If it was at Ellen Road, I may be fancying Leeds a bit more, but it's at the City ground. I think Forest are solid, so let's go for another 1-1 draw, point apiece. Next up, we've got Brentford against Tottenham Hotspur in, interesting match, the Thomas Frank derby, although obviously he's at neither side anymore. Brentford have been pretty impressive in pre-season. They beat Eintracht Frankfurt 7-0 on Saturday. They beat Rennes 4-2 as well. Brentford are looking strong. They've brought in some good players. They brought in Mamadou Sangare, Jaden Anthony and Callum Wilson. Sangare is really a good player. Spurs, their list of transfers over the summer just goes on and on. And yet, with it being at the G-Tech, I'm not entirely sure. And looking at Brentford's form on pre-season, to be fair, both these sides have been mighty impressive in pre-season friendlies, but I can see Brentford edging this out, I think Spurs will be a lot higher than 17th this season. They've finished the last two seasons, but with it being at the G-Tech, I can see Brentford getting something here. I'll back Brentford to edge it 2-1. Maybe it's a draw and Brentford edge it out, maybe with Niga Thiago, last minute goal, or Sangare maybe. But ultimately, I do have it ending 2-1 to the Bees. Next up, we move on to Sunday. It is Manchester City against Bournemouth in a battle of two more managerial changes. The Pep era is over. At Man City, in comes Enzo Maresca, and Bournemouth, their Areola days are over. In comes Marco Rose, but Bournemouth have brought in Antonio Silva as a replacement for someone they lost. Oh wait, it's Senesi, Marco Senesi to Spurs. They've brought in Antonio Silva as his replacement, and Man City have brought in Pierce Charles as a backup goalkeeper, but they've brought in Elliot Anderson, Jeremy Munger, I think. And the game is at the Etihad. I wonder, because I'm slightly worried about the post-Pep era at Man City, and I think Bournemouth on their day, and I know it was Areola who brought them European football, but ultimately, I do think Marco Rose can do a good job with them as well. A slight regression because they're in Europe this season. But I'm actually going to go for some goals in this one. I'm going to sit on the fence with a Desmond, a 2-2 draw on this one. I think, a point wouldn't be the best result for either, but it wouldn't be awful either to kick-start the season. So if I had to pick one, I would pick City, given the quality of the squad and the home advantage. But I'm going to sit on the fence with a 2-2 draw on this one. Next up, we've got Brighton against Aston Villa in, a battle of two more sides I can imagine being up there again this season in and around the European spots. Brighton obviously losing both they've lost both Danny Welbeck and John-Paul Van Hecke to Chelsea and Spurs, respectively. And Aston Villa, they've lost Morgan Rogers to Chelsea as well, but they have brought on Johan Manzambi, João Gomez from Wolves, and Alejandro Garnacho from Chelsea, although I don't imagine he'll be a brilliant pickup for them. But I imagine the other two could do some bits, and I still like the squad Villa have, but it is at the Amex, and I think both sides could be here. I can't decide, so I'm going to sit down the middle again with a 1-1 draw. I think both sides would be fairly happy with a point to kick-start their season, so a 1-1 draw is what I'm going on this one. Next up, we've got Newcastle United against Liverpool in, what is this? All of Newcastle's good players are out the door, unfortunately. Sandro Tonali to Spurs, Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal, Anthony Gordon to Barcelona. And of course Eddie Howe is no more at Newcastle. In comes Matej Jasel. And I wonder, I am intrigued by a couple of their signings, Toure and Sean, what's his name? I forgot his name now. Sean Sturr, that's it. Liverpool, Liverpool have some outgoings themselves. Mo Salah, Andy Robertson, Konate, all out. But I'm not Robertson may be a big miss, and Salah in his prime, but I'm not sure any of them are overly big misses. Born Victor Munoz and Jeremy Jacket, though I imagine Jeremy Jacket is actually injured for the start of the season, maybe. I think, though, despite all of this being said, and both sides having problems off the pitch at the minute in terms of losing players and maybe not being able to hold on to good players, I think, or replace them properly, I think Liverpool might just snatch it, I know it's at St James's Park, but I think Liverpool under Andoni Iraola, I think he's a good manager. I think he'll get them a win to start the season off. I'll go Liverpool to edge it 2-1. I think, I just can see Liverpool getting the 3 points here. 2-1 to the red side of the Mersey. And then finally we go to Monday for the poshest derby in football. It is Fulham against Chelsea. And again, two more managerial changes here. It's also actually a derby of the former Real Madrid bosses. Alvaro Arbiola at Fulham. Chelsea has Xabi Alonso. Of course, his Real Madrid stint didn't work out well, but he is a former Invincible, of course, with Bayer Leverkusen, let's not forget. And, Chelsea have signed a boatload of players themselves as well. over the summer. Fulham, they've brought in Real Madrid reject Gonzalo Garcia, and they've brought in Shea Charles, as I've said, from Southampton. Two fairly solid players. And it is at Craven Cottage this weekend, but ultimately I do think Chelsea, just looking at the two squads, I think Chelsea have the far better quality at the minute. I'm gonna back Chelsea. I'll give Fulham a goal, but I'm back Chelsea to win 3-1. I think Chelsea just looks solid, and I can see why there are a few certain people's dark horse to win the title, but ultimately I do have them getting their season off to a good win, 3-1 to Chelsea. And there you have it, guys. All 10 Premier League matches for this weekend span predicted. And yep, I'll be back some point next week to predict the next round of Premier League matches. I'll be back probably tomorrow to predict the second game week for the Championship. So make sure you, stay tuned for that. And until then, I'll see you all in the next one.